Watch WHPR and TV 33 when you want, where you want, how you want. WHPR is now in your pocket. Download our free app by going to the App Store or Google Play and enter WHPR TV in the search engine. And there we are. You can download WHPR TV or radio. You heard about it. Now come be a part of it. Roku Detroit Worldwide. Approximately 8 million viewers. WHPR TV is now on demand. Catch us when you want, how you want, where you want. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Watch your favorite TV shows on demand. And be sure to download the WHPR app. We're now on demand at your demand. WHPR TV Detroit on demand.com. A Watkins Broadcasting Company.
Say it again. Can I get a witness here? How many worship you? Come on, get those hands in the air. I do worship you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Welcome to the Community Shall Be Restored. I'm your host, Prophet Cedric Banks, along with
Prophetess Donetta Banks.
and we have a tremendous show today right here. As you can see, we are in the office of Detroit City Councilwoman Mary Sheffield. Councilwoman Mary Sheffield invited us down to her office to do this broadcast. And we done had many of the Detroit City Council members on the show, but we have never been down to their office. Such a beautiful office, Pastor Donetta, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Wow,
Very
what
good.
a beautiful office.
Oh, yes.
All her accomplishments,
Yes,
what she
yes.
have here and
Let's bring
everything.
up the girl.
Oh, you turning it, Teresa. Okay, where they can look at all her accomplishments and everything what she's accomplished in the political arena. Tremendous. And we have a great show for you today. We have Councilwoman Sheffield, but Pastor Donetta, I want you to let them know about the church on Sundays and what's the address and how do they get there?
Okay. Well, we're the Heart of Jesus International Deliverance Church, a church of prophecy, miracles. Our apostle goes forth with power and authority, he gives you practical tools to help you to be successful in your Christian walk. And our services are at 2 p.m. and we're located at 14111 East 7 Mile Road. It's right at 7 Mile in Gratiot. It's right behind the Mike's Market inside the Wow Center. So you want to come out at 2 p.m. and be blessed of the Lord as you receive a powerful, impactful word that will transform your life on Sundays afternoon.
Okay, we got a couple upcoming guests. Just put a few out there.
Oh, yeah.
That way the people out there in TV land can know what we're doing and everything.
Okay, well, on this upcoming Saturday, on March the 5th, we have Detroit City Council member, President Pro Tem George Cushenberry. He'll be on the program. March the 12th, we have State Representative Stephanie Chang. Stephanie Chang, she's a state representative for District number 6.
District 6?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
March 19th, we have State Representative Rosemary Robinson. She's with District number 4. On March the 26th, our apostle is bringing out Revive Matthew 25 movement. It's an association of pastors who's working along with Dr. Jamal Bryant and others who are doing a great work with the Flint Water Movement. So they're up there in Flint. There's a number of pastors that have got together locally, nationally, and they're working along with Dr. Jamal Bryant and some others. And they'll be on the program. That will be March the 26th. And they'll be letting us know what's going on, updates with that movement, with the Flint water crisis. On April the 2nd, Wayne County Commissioner Jewel Ware.
Okay.
She's with District number 2. Our prophet is bringing her out on April the 2nd. April the 9th, State Representative Sherry Gay Dagnovo and Detroit City Councilman James Tate. I know that that's what we have scheduled for April the 9th.
Right.
And on the 23rd, April the 23rd, we have the CEO of Skillman Foundation, Tanya Allen. She'll be on the program.
Tanya Allen is really on the move out here. Really on the move out here. So we really happy to have her on the show. We praise God for that. And We done had many other great community leaders on the show. We done, Reverend Horace Sheffield,
Yes,
which
yes.
is Mary Sheffield's father,
Yes.
Mayor Mike Duggan,
Yes,
Charlie
yes,
Langton,
yes.
Fox 2 News.
Amen.
And so we thank those for coming on the show, helping the show be in a bright spot in the city of Detroit. But
Amen.
let's go into our guests. We have a tremendous guest here today, a young woman doing some outstanding things in the city of Detroit. Really, I really believe that this woman has the hearts of the people in the city of Detroit. I really believe a lot of the community residents really has a love for her because I can see her heart. Mary Sheffield, welcome to the community show, Be Restored.
Thank you for having me.
We're happy to have you. Mary, you are been on the city, Detroit City Council, I think, for now ever since 2 years now, right? What are some of the accomplishments that you have made in office of the Detroit City Council? What are some of the things you have accomplished? We have a show that's reaching about 10 million viewers out there, strong audience community-wise, and they are voters, and they're very grateful that they can just sit down and look and see that they have a council person on the show today. And once again, we want to end up doing it again live too. That way you can take calls and let them know about, what's going on in the district and everything.
Yes, we have to do that again.
Yeah, so what are some of the accomplishments, Mary, that you have made in office since you've been here?
It's been busy. It's been busy. It's been good. It's been blessed. And just want to commend you all too for the great work that you all do. The lineup that you just named was amazing. Still a lineup, so keep up the good work. But since I've been here, I would say around 3 issues I've kind of focused on, one of which is homelessness. I think that in the city of Detroit, I've been able to bring a renewed focus to the issue of homelessness, changing the stigma, making sure that we have allocated funding, proper funding to house homeless individuals, not just have them on the street and bring them to shelters, but actually find permanent supportive housing for the homeless population. When I got here, the administration told me that this was the first time since Dennis Archer that the council has actually renewed the focus on homelessness. So there has been no attention on the issue of homelessness because most people don't want to talk about it.
Wow.
And the homeless people usually are a population that doesn't vote. And so why does politicians, not talk about it is because they're not a voting population. But I've done a lot of work. I created a task force. We've been going now for about 1.5 years on the issue of homelessness. The second thing is youth violence. A lot of you all know the initiative Occupy the Corner. I go door to door bringing resources and hope, trying to have conversations about youth violence. I've done a lot with, there's a ban right now in Congress to ban gun violence research. And so I did a resolution to lift that ban. I've just done a lot as it relates to making sure we're engaging our youth and talking about the issue of youth violence because we lose too many of our young people in the streets in Detroit. And so that's the second thing. The third thing I would have to say is about affordability in the city of Detroit. I am a lead advocate and my voice is all over issues dealing with affordability. As we rebuild this city, we need to make sure everyone can be included. And that is an issue that I constantly see, whether it be from development, residential, to anything. African Americans need to be included, and low income people need to be included in the new Detroit. And so I just sponsored a ordinance that would require any new residential development that comes into the city of Detroit that they set aside at least 20% of those apartment buildings to be affordable. Excellent. So that low income people can have access to it. So those are the 3 issues I think that if people say, Mary Sheffield, they would think those 3 things: homelessness, youth violence, and inclusion, dealing with affordability. The other thing I want to touch on is I think I've been able to do a good job of bringing government to the streets of my district. I walk the streets of my district on a constant basis, especially in the summertime, and I bring them information to their front door. When I ran for office, people always tell me, we want someone who's accessible, that's transparent, that's hands-on, that we can touch and that we can see. And you have to meet people where they are, right? And so some people don't have internet. Some people don't come down here. Costa Park, I know you all had to find somewhere to park. They need people to bring information to their door. And I've been able to bring city government to the front porch of some people's homes.
Do you have events and meetings where the public can come out to? Because we got a lot of people that's looking at this show right now today, Mary, that may want to say, where can we get our hands on you at? Where are you located at? Once a month or whatever? Where do I conduct an events, and where are these events at? And will we be able to have a voice when we come?
Yes.
You
That's
know.
very important.
Okay.
So I do a monthly event every
Okay.
single month. We
Okay,
tour
good.
the district. So we move. We try to go everywhere. I have the biggest district out of all 7 districts.
Wow.
And so
Wow.
for me, I have to spread everywhere. I got far west, Dexter, Linwood, far east, Jefferson and Conner. Can you believe that? So I try to move around my entire district from zip code to zip code. So every month I'm somewhere doing a meeting. And if people want to reach out to me, they can contact my office at 313-224-4505. But again, every single month we're having a community meeting on a different topic. And so we switch the topics up. It depends on whatever I feel is relevant at the time. I also have a district office. Which
What
is
are some of the topics that go
Oh
on
my
there?
gosh, we do affordability, we've
Okay.
done safety and police, we've done things on housing grants, utility assistance. We're doing a foreclosure event coming up next week. And then we're also doing one on the conditions of senior low-income housing buildings because we have a lot of calls about bed bugs and the cleanliness of these buildings. And so anything that I'm hearing from my constituents, we try to do a topic on that and we make sure we go out to the community. So we also have a district office on Kirchhoff and Van Dyke, which is open on Monday and Wednesdays. People can always access me there as well too.
Okay.
And can you give out that number again,
Yes,
Councilwoman?
it's 313-224-4505, and they can reach me there. And again, we have a district office that's open 2 days a week as well.
Okay.
You got a question for Detroit City Councilwoman Mary Sheffield?
Yes, on the youth initiative for gun violence, do you find that, like, who all shows up, like community leaders or are there community people in the community, and do any youth come to the meeting?
That's a great point because we have a struggle trying to reach some of the youth and get them out, and so we always try to attach somebody like a local rap artist who will draw the attention of our young people. So we've had Trick and Kate Beasy, people that our young people look up to, but the good thing about it is what I've learned is there's so many organizations like Malik Shabaz's group that we've worked with on numerous occasions, the Living Peace Movement, which is Pastor Mo. There's tons of organizations in the city that are grassroots, that are working to end violence. It's just making sure, like you mentioned, getting the young people to come out to actually hear the message of putting guns down, getting an education, and making sure we're stopping the violence. So it's been a challenge with that, but I think we've done a great job.
So you are having some success in that area?
We are.
Okay,
We're having.
that's good.
We can get better at
Yeah.
getting the young people out. But again, I think that's making sure we get their attention and having the right people to draw them out to come to the event.
So what are some of the strategies that have been implemented or that have come across your table too, that would be helpful in assisting to end the violence?
Well, I think one of which was the main one is that in Congress right now, there's a ban even on gun research. The Republicans have banned doing any research to conduct it as a public health crisis. And so we recently passed a resolution that will lift that ban so that the Center for Disease Control can actually conduct research so that more funding can be allocated for it. Another thing is we just recently last year proclaimed June as Gun Violence Awareness Month. And so we've been able to initiate a whole month of events to bring awareness to the issue. And so for me, it's really, I'm not sure how much work you can do on a policy level when it deals with gun violence. A lot of it is just creating jobs, I think, right? But I think the main thing is making sure you're advocating and getting in the face of young people and actually building relationships and dialoguing with young people and getting an understanding of why they're even committing crimes in the first place, right? Because there's so many social issues that go into violence.
Yeah.
You know, it's jobs, it's mental health, it's
Yeah.
education, it's housing issues. And so we try to touch on all that with the Occupy Detroit movement.
Great.
Yeah, that's outstanding. I know you running the camera. I know you like to ask questions. You got a question for Detroit City Councilwoman Mary Sheffield today?
Is there anything going on in the city of Detroit as far as that's coming across City Council's table that perhaps you can share with us that the city would like to know about?
Well, I think the inclusionary housing is a big one. And I just mentioned, and again, the mayor talked in his State of the City speech about all these new developments coming. But I'm gonna tell you something, as a young woman myself, I can't even afford to live downtown. It's too expensive. And so having some type of ordinance in place that will allow inclusion of low income individuals in the new Detroit, I think is extremely important. And I think it's all types of great things that we're doing. We have a new parking meter kiosk system in the city of Detroit. We just did an increase for police officers' pay in the city of Detroit. And right now we're in the process of balancing and actually debating a $1 billion budget for this coming fiscal year. So we're pretty busy. I think that...
Now that's a $1 billion budget for the city of Detroit. Okay, that's a blessing.
Yes, yes. And we also just found out that there is also $491 million deficit coming out of bankruptcy. That the consultants miscalculated and used the wrong data.
Wow.
And so because of that, now we're in a $491 million deficit.
Oh, geez.
Can you believe
That's
that?
terrible.
Yeah. After all the money we spent,
Right.
right? $200-something million. So it's been a challenge. I think we're doing great though as a city as far as financially based upon where we come from. But we have a long ways to go. Our neighborhoods still need improvement. A lot within my district, but I think that we are finally moving in the right direction.
Mary, Councilwoman Sheffield, we're here today with Councilwoman Mary Sheffield, District Number 5. Where does District 5 start up at and end up at?
Good question.
For the people out here.
Yeah,
in
and it's
T-Land?
very confusing. If you see all the little cuts and corners here, I would say Jefferson east of Connor, and then it
Okay.
goes up to 94 in Gratiot area. It goes as far west as Linwood and Dexter. Just to name some of the neighborhoods, so you have Indian Village, you have Boston Edison. You also have areas like the Black Bottom. You have Herman Kiefer. You have institutions like Wayne State. You also have Henry Ford. I mean, you have some of the major arts, culture, and education institutions right within District 5. So it's a huge district. Geographically, it's the biggest one out of all 7 districts.
Wow, that is definitely a blessing. Anything coming up?
As it relates to me, or?
Yeah, any your events or anything that you got coming up?
Yeah, well, again, we have this month in March 2 big events: the tax foreclosure workshop, which will be held on March the 10th, and that will be at Butzel Butzel Center, which is where my district office is located. If anyone is facing tax foreclosure, please contact my office. We'll have people on site that can put you in payment plans at one site.
Oh, that's a blessing. Wow.
Yes, so we would love for people to come out for that. And then again, on March 30th, if anyone is listening and lives in a senior building, if you live in a Section 8 or low-income housing building, please contact my office. We will have that Senior Matters edition where we'll be discussing some of the conditions of the Section 8 buildings in the city of Detroit. Then, of course, we're going to be launching Occupy coming this summer as well, too.
Okay.
The March 30th, is that your Butzel Center too?
No, but that one's going to actually be at Calvary Baptist Church, Robert Bradley Drive,
Okay.
March 30th. And again, that is very important to my seniors that may be watching your show now, who may live in a senior building and they're upset about, bed bugs and security and just all of the issues, the plethora of issues that are going on within some of these senior buildings. Please come out. We will have the Housing Commission, we'll have HUD there, and also the city's administration will be present as well too.
So, is it resources that you give out to the community pertaining to bed bugs?
Yeah, we're actually we're going to talk about it. Yep. What the city can do, what the state can do, because it's been very difficult for me as a legislator. How do you legislate bed bugs, right? It's kind of one of those things that's been very hard to legislate. And so we're going to kind of give people information on what they can do to prevent it or who they can contact if they're having issues within their own development.
So if a person got bed bugs, they can't get rid of them. There is hope that they can get rid of them.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, yes. Yes. There's.
I have been running into a lot of people
Yeah.
that's really terrified.
Yeah. They should. Yes. There's hope. There's answers to it. In fact, where they live, their management should be assisting them with that. They should be able to report that to their management, and they should be able to come in and clean out the facility. Their actual rental unit for them. Some instances they're putting the fines and the fees on the actual tenant, and some people and they can't afford it. And so that's one of the discussions that we're going to have as well too. Because to me, the onus should go on the actual management company, not the actual tenant.
Okay. That's really good, and you all are bringing a lot of comfort and a lot of relief in a lot of different areas. And the Lord was showing me that these just a couple, because I give out prophetic words to a text list, and then also the email listing too. And I had gave a word not long ago that bed bugs is going to become an epidemic all over the world.
Oh, no.
Just about a month ago.
Yeah.
They're going to become an epidemic. I just saw them just exploding all over the world. But the Lord's people, God is going to take care of his people. The Lord is going to take care of his people. So the Lord always has a ram in the bush. you know, he always has a ram in the bush. You know, that, you know, even though something may hit the world, but he has resources and things that will take care of his people.
Amen.
Yeah.
Always, never fails us.
Never fails, right?
Never fails us.
You know, on the homelessness, taking them from just a shelter to, you know, just from
Permanent
shelter.
supportive housing.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so how is that going? Is this something on your website, or I know that's not what you do, but I mean, since you're legislating things for them, what kind of assistance can you offer those who are looking, who know of someone that's homeless?
Well, we do meet once a month on that as well too. The task force meets every last Wednesday of every month. So again, they can contact my office.
Okay.
Because I've really taken a stance against homelessness, we get actually a lot of calls where people are trying to place people in housing. And so I would just encourage anyone listening, if they do have someone that is in need of housing, that they can contact my office and we can facilitate that for them.
And what's that number again,
Yep,
Councilwoman?
it's 313-224-4505. 224-4505, and we can direct them to the appropriate agency that can properly house them. But I think overall it's going good. There is still a lack of funding. Unfortunately, we only get about, I think, $26 million for housing here in the city of Detroit for homelessness, but there needs to be an increase. And so hopefully we can keep lobbying the federal government to send more funds to the city so that we can continue to house individuals.
Excellent.
That's definitely a blessing.
Yeah.
So what goals have you set for this upcoming year? What are you looking forward to really? I mean, well, it's March now, but before you close out the year, what are some goals you expect to really complete?
Oh, one of which is getting my ordinance passed. I've learned that it takes a lot of work to get an ordinance passed. In fact, I know, for example, Council President has been on council for like 3 terms now, and she's been working on this community benefits ordinance for years. So if I can get this ordinance passed within my first term, that would be a huge accomplishment for me. So that's one of the goals of mine. The second is probably just kind of honing in more on the youth and gun violence and trying to figure out how more, what more I can do at the table to assist in that. And so I want to really have this whole entire summer dedicated, because really the spike in crime happens in the summertime. And so I want to dedicate June, July, August to assisting our young people and making sure that we're providing jobs and alternative ways so that they don't end up in a route towards violence.
Excellent. I know they have like summer
youth job. Yeah, we just did that with the mayor. We just did it. We had about 30 kids that we signed up.
Oh, super.
Yeah, for the youth summer jobs.
Oh, okay. So what exactly, if you could tell the listening audience, what does it take for an ordinance to pass? Like, isn't it a vote of a majority vote? Or?
Yep. So you just introduce an ordinance, and you need at least 2/3 vote before your colleagues for it to actually be passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you gotta have support. That's where teamwork comes in, right? You can do whatever you want by yourself, but you gotta have your colleagues to support you.
And that's a topic where you would think no one would really have a problem supporting you on that one.
Yeah, I hope not. I'll leave that there.
Unless their agenda.
So the ordinance is among the 9 city council members itself?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. But of course you have the administration sometimes that may weigh in and try to water it down because they don't want certain things.
Okay.
It depends on, everyone gets to view it, but ultimately just council gets to vote on it.
Okay.
And so right now, just in the process of drafting it, we've already been getting pushback.
Okay.
Because of course developers don't want to have to set aside, low income housing for people. So, but we'll see. It seems like it's going in the right direction. So.
Okay.
Excellent.
Right. Well, we're really happy for you,
Thank you,
Councilwoman Mary, because you're doing a good job. You got the heart for the people, and that's what we need in office. People that has a heart for the community, for the people, not just about the money or the books or anything like that, but has a heart for the people.
Right.
And that's one thing that we really believe that you have is the heart for the people. And even though you come from good stock, you come from a good foundation. I know your father, he was on my show, Pastor Sheffield, and so you come from someone, no nonsense guy, take a stand, strong, tenacious, so that's the way we view him. So that's a blessing for somebody to come up in a home like that, all of years coming up in a home like that, and seeing a spirit like that every Sunday and every day, that's gonna take a stand for something, So That's what we need more in the political arena and things like that. So, did you bring Mary one of my books? You know, wrote a book called
Okay.
7 Years of Promised Land Blessings from 15
Oh,
to
yeah.
21.
Okay.
And did you?
No, I don't have.
You don't have one?
No, we didn't bring a book. Maybe next time. I'll
Okay,
get you one.
okay. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd love to see it.
Because I know you into the prophetic and things
Yeah,
like
I would
that.
love to read
So,
that. Okay.
and you got a call on your life too as an evangelist. God will use you as an evangelist.
You didn't know I preach now.
Do you?
I just preached at Spivey's church.
Oh, did he
But
tell
he did tell us
Yeah.
that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right.
Look at
That's
you,
right.
prophet.
Yeah, okay, that's right. That's right. He did, didn't he? I
say-
forgot
he
about
said
that.
Mary's gonna be speaking.
Yeah, God go use you. You know,
Wow.
God go use you because you got a heart. You know, I see you preaching. I see your ministry. I see you preaching, and God go use you with the lost. A lot of lost souls, hurting, burdened. You know, broken souls, broken because your ministry is about healing.
It is.
God go use you to bring a lot of healing and restoration back to the body.
Amen.
All right, so-
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Look, y'all came and gave me a message today. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Iron sharpens iron, right?
Yeah.
I'll come visit you all too.
Please
That's
do.
what I'm
Please do,
about.
Councilwoman.
Yeah.
You got a question for Councilwoman as we close it out or whatever?
Just so I'm assuming that by being in the political arena, you know, by your dad and things like that. So is that kind of what nudged you into this direction, or was it kind of something else that brought you into this arena?
Yeah, I think, like I was mentioning to him before, I was born in the public service, and my whole life I've been around it. When I was a young girl, all the way up until college, I mean, I was protesting with my dad, helping him run Detroit Association of Black Organizations. And so when the door kind of opened up for me, my dad was like, you should think about running. And then I got into it, and I loved it. I really enjoyed it. And so when I took office, I said, hey, this is what I need to be doing. And just being in a position that I can bring about change is really, really what touches me. It's the reward of knowing that I can be here doing the right thing, making the right votes that are, you know, for the people. And so it's probably because a lot of my legacy has definitely had an influence on me, but it's something that I think I eventually developed my own desire and passion for the older I got.
All right. What a show today.
Yeah.
Here today in the office of Detroit City Councilwoman Mary Sheffield. Beautiful office. A lot of great accomplishments she has made, and looking at all the achievements. Isn't that wonderful, Pastor Donetta?
It is. It's
And
really wonderful.
Councilwoman Sheffield, thanks for inviting
Thank
us
you.
here in your office.
I'll be
Okay.
glad to see you next time.
All right. Wonderful. I'm Prophet Cedric Banks, along with.
Prophetess Donetta Banks.
We'll see you next Saturday at 2:30 right here on The Community Shall Be Restored. All right.
Can I get a witness here? How many worship you? Come on, get those hands in the air. I do worship you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
WHPR TV is now on demand. Catch us when you want, how you want, where you want. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Watch your favorite TV shows on demand. And be sure to
Download the WHPR app.
We're now on demand at your demand. WHPR TV Detroit on demand.com. A Watkins Broadcasting Company.